So you're telling us that at the Xbox Bethesda 2023 showcase, a game was announced and released on the same day? Like out of the blue, no fanfare at all?
So, not only were we super psyched for you to play this, we're happy to tell you that you can play Hi-Fi Rush tonight. Not a demo, the full game. Seriously.
Well, they did just that for Hi-Fi Rush. A game oozing with style and color that it's hard to believe that these are the game developers that worked on the Evil Within series. Tango Gameworks makes a complete 180 in terms of art direction to deliver a game that is quite a sight to behold. Oh, and did we mention that this is also a hack and slash action game mixed with a rhythm game? Bang on!
More?
But how does the game actually play and feel? Well, join us as we give our first impressions and let's find out what makes this game a truly rock and roll experience. You play as Chai.
What are you doing?
Yep, that's him. You're probably wondering why he got into that position, but that's not really for us to say. He goes to Vandalay campus and enters a program called Project Armstrong to help out with his broken arm. Some unlucky things happen, like really unlucky. And then he somehow gets his MP3 player lodged into his chest while the entire process is happening. This gives him the power to hear the beat of everything around him, and at the same time, also powers up his new badass robot arm. But since the experiment goes awry, Chai gets branded a defect, which is not a good thing at all for him. During his escape, he meets a few interesting characters that are trying to cause mischief on Vandalay. One being Peppermint, a hacker, Macaron, a huge techie guy, and Cinnamon, a robot who draws on its face constantly to show what it's feeling. And of course, the bestest of them all, Peppermint's RoboCat 808, who is really adorable, and you can pet the cat! I repeat, you can pet the cat. So anyway, along with his new teammates and his new MP3 powered robot arm, he must find a way to escape the campus. Now that the gist of the story is out of the way, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. Probably. The gameplay. This game is a hack and slash type of game similar to the DMC series. You can do your typical combos, air juggles, and use some special abilities too. But what truly sets this game apart is the added rhythm game elements to it. To really get the most of your attacks and combos, you have to follow your inputs to the beat of the song playing in the background. Timing your hits on the enemy to the beat increases the amount of damage you do, and at the same time, increases the score you get when you finish an encounter. Getting the right timing of your attacks does take some getting used to, but once you get it down, the combat becomes engaging and exciting. And the show's just about to get started. Some combos really need you to input certain attacks by mixing up your light and heavy attacks. Changing up these inputs also changes your final move in your combo. So when you time your final attack with an input you see on the screen, Chai unleashes a power combo ender called a beat hit. There are many ways to end your combos based on your inputs. You can end it with a powerful single target hit for maximum damage to a single enemy, or you can even end your combo with a huge AoE attack that deals damage to all surrounding baddies. You should experiment on these combos to help you find out which one to use in every combat scenario. Oh, and did we also mention that you can buy more combos to expand your moveset even more? There's just so many ways for you to cleave through this robot army, and all of them feel great to pull off. And don't worry about not being able to get the beat down. The game does feature an on-screen guide to help you get into the rhythm of the beat. This feature can also be turned on and off at the press of a button, so no need to go through a menu for it. As you progress through the game, you also unlock new abilities that help out with the more difficult enemy encounters. These range from a grappling hook to easily deal with those pesky flying enemies, to a parry to deflect those heavy enemy swings right back at them. You can also call upon your new teammates to help out in a fight. Peppermint can get rid of enemy energy fields and also provide long-range support, while Macaron uses a ground slam to break some hard armor that some robots have. They are not limited to being used in combat too. You will sometimes need to use their abilities to get through the level. Need to have a panel shot at to deploy a bridge? Time to call out Peppermint. How about needing to have a wall smash? Macaron is your man for the job. Just follow the on-screen commands to find out which character to use, and it's that simple. Moving on to the bosses. These are where you put your skills and knowledge of the game to the test. There are quite a few bosses in this game, and each of them feel very unique. The first 3 bosses are a great example of this. The first boss is this giant robot that you must dodge its huge stage-covering swipes before it leaves an opening to be attacked. While the next boss is a pro wrestler lady who charges at you to deal some bulldozing damage. Oh, and she actually charges herself with electricity. Is that even safe? Then there's this boss, where his main gimmick is just reducing his funding by destroying more of his experiments. Wait a minute, we know those poses. Oh no, he's a walking JoJo reference! That's literally just a JoJo reference. Like, are you seeing this? Come on. Come on, I'm not the only one, right? Come on. Anyway, I digress. Where were we? Oh right, the bosses. Like everything else in this game, they also follow a beat when they attack. So just follow and match the beat and you should come out on top. For the visuals, this is where the game truly stands out. The game's art style somehow does a really great job of blending 2D style with 3D. It looks like a comic book come to life. The dark light on the characters give it that drawn out style that really looks great and never looks out of place. They even mix some 2D cutscenes with some 3D ones. There were times where we didn't even notice how it changed. That's how well blended they are together. Also, the way the characters and their facial expressions are animated are so brought to life and just unique in their own way. You can really see the attention the devs gave to make this game look and feel unique. Hard to believe that this is the same studio who made the dark and suspenseful Evil Within series. As for the sounds, it really stands out, but in a great way. Just bobbing our heads to the background music as we progress through the level just feels super fun, and it's just a great way to get into the rhythm of the game. And if you ever get lost, the sound cues are there to help you out and keep that beat going. The combat effects sound great too. Each hit feels heavy, and mixing it with the sound of a guitar makes smashing your weapon on a robot's head just more satisfying. The game also features music from bands like 9 Inch Nails and the Black Keys to complement the combat of this really great action game. And for our streamers out there, do not worry. The game features a streamer mode if ever you were planning on streaming this game, and let me tell you, the original music in itself for the game sounds just as great. Hi-Fi Rush was definitely one of the surprises in gaming in 2023. The way it was just suddenly announced and released on the same day was a big talking point of the Xbox Bethesda 2023 showcase. And the best part? It's a really polished game. From the rhythm game-based combat to the very eye-popping art style, everything in the game just feels great to play and experience. So, if you like these types of action games and want to try out something a little different, you should definitely tune in to Hi-Fi Rush.